Buenos días. Hola. ¿Cómo le va? How are you today? It's Tuesday, the 10th of October. And I'm taping this a little early, but I bet fall is in the air, maybe where you live, where I am. We're reading, and this is hard for me because we're at 1 Samuel 29. So let's look at this. By the way, I want to tell you where I'm going. There's only 31 chapters, okay? And in Samuel, so we're going to be ending it soon. And when we're done with 1 Samuel, so you can read ahead, I am going to start, God willing, the book of Hebrews, New Testament, Hebrews, the book that we commentators do not know who wrote Hebrews. We're going to discuss all that. But now we have a story that takes 2 chapters. 2 whole chapters take up this story. And I want to tell it to you, but you read it, okay? Well, I want to continue reading the Word of God. So, chapter 29, verse 1. The Philistines gathered all their forces. David's living with them at Aphek, and Israel camped by the spring in Jezreel. So now the Philistines are going to fight the Israelites. But David, who it was prophesied he'd be the next king of Israel, guess whose side he's on, theoretically here? Philistines. As the Philistine rulers marched with their units of hundreds and thousands, David and his men were marching at the rear with King Achish. And the commanders of the Philistines asked, "What about these Hebrews?" Achish replied, "Is this not David, who was an officer of Saul, king of Israel? He has already been with me for over a year, and from the day he left Saul until now, I have found no fault in him." But that's not going to wash with the Philistine commanders. But the Philistine commanders were angry with Achish, the king, and said, "Send that man back, that he may return to the place you assigned him," Ziklag, where they were living, that town. "He must not go with us into battle, or he will turn against us during the fighting. How better could he regain his master's favor than by taking the heads of our own men? Isn't this David they sang about? Isn't this the David they sang about in their dances? Saul," this is a big song back then, "Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands." So Achish called David and said to him, "As surely as the Lord lives, you have been reliable, and I would be pleased to have you serve with me in the army. From the day you came to me until today, I have found no fault in you, but the rulers don't approve of you. Now turn back and go in peace. Do nothing to displease the Philistine rulers." "But what have I done?" asked David. "What have you found against your servant from the day I came to you until now? Why can't I go and fight against the enemies of my lord the king?" We got to stop there. Well, no, let me just say Achish response. "I know that you have been as pleasing in my eyes as an angel of God. Nevertheless, the Philistine commanders have said, he must not go up with us into battle. Now get up early, along with your master's servants who have come with you, and leave in the morning as soon as it is light." So David and his men got up early in the morning to go back to the land of the Philistines, and the Philistines went up to Jezreel. Do you get the picture? David wants to fight against his own people. You remember now, he's only with the Philistines because without praying, he said, "Saul trying to kill me is wearing me out. I got hives from this, from my nerves. So I'll go to the Philistines." But no mention he prayed. And notice all this chaos and confusion. He wants to show his loyalty to King Achish of the Philistines. But to do that, he's ready to line up and fight with the Philistines against God's covenant people. This is not a good way to run a railroad. But I've been there. Have you ever been there? because we don't listen to God, we end up in weird situations, bad situations, untenable situations. And now, to keep him from doing something that would have been horrible, killing his own Israelite brethren in the name of the Philistine flag, to stop him from that, because for whatever reason, he's ready to rumble, the king of the Philistines has to say to him, the generals have come to me and said, "Niet, no. We can't let him fight with us. No, it's David. And he's been loyal the whole time, over a year that he's been with us." I know, but this is David. Remember David, like in Saul has slain his thousands, David his tens of thousands, and some of those tens of thousands were us. And when we go into battle, King Achish, wake up. He'll turn against us to gain favor with his own people and win favor with Saul. Of course, they don't know what's going on with Saul. So the king of the Philistines has to send David back. Get up early in the morning, take your men, and afuera, out. Go back. And David is arguing with them. I want to fight with you. What have I done wrong? You haven't done anything wrong, but the generals won't go into battle with you because you might, they think, turn on us. Is there not mass confusion here? You got Saul seeing a witch. Saul now being told it's over. God says your time is up on earth. You got David fighting, wanting to fight with the enemies of God. And now you got generals going to the king and saying, don't let this happen. This is the beginning of an interesting story, which I call, when I preach from this passage, God recovers stolen property. Watch how it happens. Tomorrow we'll get to it. Bye-bye.